is glute bridge. Next up, let's have a little look at dead bug. So key things here, we're in this position, is making sure lower back is pressed into the floor. And I really mean that, sort of press that down. I'm pulling my belly button in towards my spine, okay? Getting some nice big breathing in. So I'm in the right position from the get-go. So I like to start this with a brace. So if I'm pushing my hands into my knees and I'm pushing or pulling up through my hip flexor to create tension. So no tension, connected, tension, okay? And so you should see if somebody's holding here properly, might hear it in my voice, the amount of tension that I have to require to do this is adding up. So we're feeling that there. We start from that amount of tension. As we go through the variations, I want you to be able to hold, 30 to 50% of that tension whilst we start moving the limbs around. I would only argue you only use 30% of it when you are better trained. You've got to make this work as well as possible so it gets as good as possible, as quick as possible. Okay, so as we go through the variations, let's make sure to focus on keeping the lower back on the floor. Same arm, same leg, right side, push through there. Okay, most people can manage that. If you struggle to have this arm overhead by default, just have it go less far or bend it slightly, okay? You can always change the lever there. Likewise, same applies here. A little tap and go is fine, okay? But we need to make sure that we are tensing through this core. So I can do this relaxed, like not really doing anything, not really paying attention. My lower back's coming off the floor. I have to create that tension so that when I push through, it creates a strong shape. Okay, so that's same side. Next up, I tend to try and get people to crunch and make sure that they're not just using their neck. So again, this is going to affect how you're breathing. If you just restrict your vocal cords and all of your breathing capacity, that's not really doing anything and haven't actually moved any further forwards. I can move my head up and down and it doesn't change how far my shoulder blades have come off the floor. It's really important that your shoulder blades are coming off the floor, or at least the intention to get more vertebrae as you peel up through flexion, okay? So if peeling up through flexion is all you have here, that's fine, but make sure that we don't then just add the neck in, because that doesn't do anything. So we have to come up. If you struggle with holding your neck, take your hands, thumbs, we support the head, we pull the shoulders back, and we come up very slightly. Again, I haven't changed position. I'm not flexing my neck. I'm pulling my shoulders together and coming up very slightly. Okay, so just to kind of get all those bits together. So as we come up through a crunch, we can then alternate extending legs. Key thing here is I'm trying to sort of get my wrist past my knee, and my knee is above my hip, okay? So keep it all in line. After that, we go opposite sides. So I tend to think of this similar to some of the other variations. We're going to come through those two parts there. We add into that the crunch component. So from here, crunch up, arms up, and then opposite side. So we're trying to extend the arm past the head. Again, this is sometimes the restriction for some people, keeping that tension on whilst we move, okay? After that, we're trying to get towards hollow hold. So that position I mentioned at the start, we're in a long shape. What's key is you make each position as defined as possible and you keep tension through this. So most people will be able to now crunch up into a ball. As you extend both your legs, the possibility of your lower back coming away increases drastically. You have to really work hard to pull it in and keep it pressed to the floor. So from here, I would crunch first so that I'm on and engaged, lower back is down. Pull these in slightly so that I can pull them out at the same time, come into a hollow hold, and then come back in. So multiple repetitions of those over time gives you the chance to feel out where you can get to and also where you can't get to. If you can't keep that tension, if your lower back is not in the floor, do not go any further than that position. So by going slow, you'll do it a lot better. If you just shoot your legs out, you've got less to work with. I do cue squeezing your bum in that hollow hold position because I like all of this to connect and work together. If you're in a Pilates class, they might ask you to use less tension in your glutes so that you are putting more attention and tension into your midsection. So just consider that. There are different ways to cue this. But if you were going through a tumble pass and you wanted to come out of a position, you've got to keep everything locked in like this. And it's just learning to spend time here. And remember, learning to breathe and keep that tension on. Okay? So that's our hollow hold. There's lots of other variations we can add to that, sort of straddle, starfishes, jumping jacks, that type of thing. And you know, the variations just get harder and harder, and aren't normally that relevant. So you know, you might be aware of different things where we're doing different things with our hands. Okay, moving the arms through space, scissoring, all that type of stuff. That's great, but I find most people aren't doing the first bit right. That's why we always divert towards dead bug rather than some of those harder core exercises. Okay, taking the dead bug,